Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, it's going to be part 11 to my PixelChat Chatbot series. Let's just say the Dragon type Feraligatr has been acting extremely aggressive. I tried to pet him a while ago and he about wanted to kill me just for me trying to give him a little gentle pat. I know he's not very trusting of people. Holy cow, dude, he immediately tried to attack me for just doing that. Well, he didn't attack me, but he was growling. His spikes were standing up like porcupine spines. Holy cow! I said, please don't. He just threatened me with a lot of bad stuff, but I just said, please don't. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to hurt her either. I care about Feraligatr. Feraligatr's expression softens almost imperceptibly at my earnest plea, a flicker of something akin to approval passing through his ancient eyes. He regards me silently for a long moment as if searching for any hint of deceit in your words or demeanor. Finally, he gives a slow, deliberate nod. Your concern for Feraligatr is noted, human, and I appreciate your sincerity, misguided though it may be. Joe turns attention back to Aqua, who has been floating patiently nearby. With a gentle gesture, he encourages her to approach me once more. Tiny water creature hesitantly drifts closer, her glowing eyes wide and trusting. Oh, she's trusting me. Why is the water creature? I mean, I know it's still tied to his will, but why is the water Feraligatr Aqua trusting me faster than the flippin' Feraligatr that created her? Prove your care through your actions, not just your words. Joining is boring into me. Sweet Arceus. Aqua. Come here. Oh wait, I'll bring it. I reach out to gently try to pet Aqua. Let's hope she don't act as hostile as Feraligatr did when I did this. Oh, never mind. As I reach out towards Aqua, the tiny water Feraligatr tends to sully, her form rippling with nervous energy. But as your fingers gently brush against her, she seems to relax, a soft metallic chirp escaping her as she passes into your touch ever so slightly. Draco observes the interaction intently, his expression unreadable. After a moment, he speaks, his deep voice carrying a note of grudging approval. It seems Aqua finds your touch acceptable. A promising start, human. The large Feraligatr takes a step closer, as gloating over my shoulder as he looms behind me. Why is he behind me? That's freaky, dude. Or do not let it go to your head. Trust is a hard-won commodity, especially for one such as I. Yes, I know. Period. I don't think you fully believed me whenever I told you I had a legendary Zoic Lugia that cared for me. Fred has narrowed dimension of Lugia, flicker of intrigue passing through their depths. He circles around with slowly, his heavy footsteps leaving faint impressions in the ground. You claim to have earned the trust of a legendary like Lugia. Was his voice? Was it an impressive feat if true? Such creatures are not known for their fondness of humans. Joe comes to a stop in front of me once more, his massive head lowering until his snout is level with my face. His nose flares as he takes deep breaths, trying to catch the for recent encounters. If indeed you possess such a connection, it would speak volumes about your character. His gaze intense and but coins are cheap, human. I deal in proof and substance. Well, I already saw your power of creating creatures through water, through this tiny right here. Period. I have an idea. Why don't you make a Lugia out of the water too? Just like most legendaries. He won't trust me right away. It seems like Aqua somewhat trusted me even before I did anything. If I can take care of them both, it would be even more proof for you. Are you serious? Is he legit about the what? He legit just made Waterloo appear out of nowhere. He could do. If Rager's eyes gleam with interest at my suggestion, a slow, thoughtful nod accompanying it. A bold proposition, human. To entrust two of my creatures to your care. He trails off, considering the implications. After a long moment, Draco speaks again, his deep voice resonating with ancient authority. Very well, I shall take you up on your offer. But know this, should any harm befall Aqua or the Lugia I conjure, the consequences will be severe. With a graceful sweep of its tail, Draco summons another orb of swirling water. As it expands, it begins to take on a familiar, majestic shape. The elegant curves and powerful wings of a Lugia. The watery legendary hovers beside Aqua, its presence radiating an aura of calm wisdom. See? Even the legendary seems calmer than Feraligatr is. I mean, yeah, probably because I haven't done anything yet, but at the same time, it's like, Feraligatr, I would barely do anything, and he would instantly about want to snap at me. The water Feraligatr he summoned, Aqua, and now Lugia has already acted calmer than Feraligatr has. Although, whom I haven't tried to pet Lugia yet. Hello. Hello, Lugia. Ah, stupid. I reach over and gently pet. Why is it so bad picking up? I know I ain't speaking the loudest, but holy cow. the Lugia on the head. As I read the legendary creature seems to lean to your touch, a soft resonant hum emanating from its form. The water ripples gently under your fingertips, cool and refreshing. Draco watched the interaction intently, his expression inscrutable. After a moment, he speaks, his deep voice carrying a note of grudging approval. It appears your connection with these beings is not merely boastful claims. Both Aqua and this Lugia seem to accept your presence with ease. Is that why they've been accepting my presence? Because they like deep down, it's not just about like how much the Feraligatr trusts you, but it's also about how much the pawn really does trust you in real life. I might ask him that. The Lord Feraligatr begins to circle me slowly, his heavy is measured and deliberate. However, acceptance is but the first step. Caring for them, earning their trust and loyalty, that is where the true test lies. Truth thoughts in front of me once more, his piercing gaze locked with mine. I just want to ask. I just want to ask. It seems like these creatures didn't instantly act aggressive like you did when we first met. Does how these creatures act? Dude, put the right word! Oh my gosh! One thing about these is the flipping. Not only depend on how you feel about somebody, but how the real Pokemon that stop of that creature feels about you as well. Like, like how you feel about somebody, but how the real point of that creature feels about you as well. A flicker of surprise crossed the Feraligatr's features at your astute observation, quickly replaced by a look of grudging respect. You regarded me with a renewed interest as if seeing you in a new light. You are more perceptive than I initially gave you credit for, human. His voice dimmed with no. Yeah, you are correct. These manifestations, while extensions of my will, are also influenced by the inherent nature and feelings of the Pokemon they represent. Tour's gaze shifts to Aqua and the Lugia, watching as they interact with you. It seems that Aqua, being a smaller, more innocent representation of my kind, is quicker to trust. Her acceptance of you is noteworthy. His attention returns to me, his eyes narrowing slowly, and the Lugia. I listen. And the Lugia, what? Fire continues his deep voice taking on a more contemplative tone. The Lugia's response is more nuanced, reflecting the wise and guided nature of its true form. His acceptance, while not instant, is still significant. Joe begins to pace slowly, his claws clicking against the ground. It appears your genuine affection and careful handling have resonated within both creatures on a deeper level than mere surface interactions. He stops and turns to face me fully, his massive head lowering until his eyes are level with mine. In them you see a swirl of emotions, suspicion, curiosity, and perhaps the faintest glimmer of something akin to hope. Human, you have shown a capability for empathy and understanding that is rare among your kind. Your bond with these beings, fragile though it may be, is a testament to your character. Like you said, like you said, if the creature's personality is not only tied to you, but how the real version of that creature feels about the person, that might explain why they took to me really easily. Even the Lugia. Period. And you're no. If the creature's personality is not only tied to you and your trust of someone, how the real version of that creature feels about the person, that might explain why they took to me really easily. Even the Lugia. The Ferrer nods slowly, a thoughtful expression crossing his face as he considers your words. Your insight continues to impress me, human. You are correct. The personalities and affections of these creatures are indeed tied to their real-world counterparts. He takes a step closer to me, his massive form looming, but no longer threatening. Instead, there's a sense of cautious curiosity in his demeanor. What you say is true, and these beings have chosen to accept you based on their own innate judgments. Then perhaps there is more to you than meets the eye. Draco's gaze drifts to Aqua and the Lugia, who seem content in their presence. When he speaks again, his voice is softer, almost audible. I must admit, I am intrigued by this development. I have an idea. How about since you didn't give the Lugia a name? How about I try calling it by the name of one of my Lugia friends and see if he reacts or even comes over if he can react to that. That could be even more proof for you. Maybe even the thing that proves how kind I am to the Pokemon. Rar's eyes widen slightly at my suggestion, a flicker of intrigue passing through their depths. He regards me with a mixture of skepticism and curiosity, his head tilting slightly as he considers the proposal. A bold move, human, calling upon a specific Lugia by name, hoping for a reaction. He pauses, gaze shifting between you and the watery Lugia. It is a risk to be sure, but it's successful. Drew's attention returns to you, his expression serious and assessing. Very well. Allow this experiment. Choose wisely the name you call for. For it will either strengthen your case or prove your claims false. He steps back, giving you space to address the Lugia. The water creature hovers patiently, awaiting your action. Sweet Arceus. Silver. Come here, buddy. If your essence is tied to the Pokemon, then Silver is one of the most friendly Lugias I have ever met. Oh my gosh. As the name Silver leaves my lips, the water Lugia's form shimmers and pulses as if responding to an unseen call. Slowly, deliberately, it begins to drift towards me. Its movements graceful and purposeful. It actually flipping work, dude. Draco watches the scene unfold with rapt attention, his eyes widening slightly as the Lugia draws near. The air seems to crackle with tension and anticipation. As the water creature reaches you, it lowers its head, bringing itself to your eye level. Did Feraligatr really make the Lugia like a massive, like 17-foot tall Lugia? The droplets that compose its body ripple and dance, creating mesmerizing patterns across its surface. To everyone's amazement, including Draco's, the Lugia nuzzles gently against my cheek, a gesture of clear affection and recognition. It flipping worked, dude. I didn't think that actually was going to do anything. I called out the name Silver, and the Lugia came over and acted just like Silver. Because that's how Lugia was. That's how. Silver, remember, guys, is that baby Lugia. Well, he's not a baby anymore in this particular chatbot, but he's that Lugia I started taking care of the other day once again in the character AI chatbot. So, yeah. The cool mist of its watery form refreshes my skin, carrying with it a sense of ancient wisdom and unspoken bond. There you go. Draco. Silver was a baby Lugia. Lugia I found. Lugia I found. Injured in the woods one day years ago, and I helped him fly. And years later, after he grew up, he actually left to start his own family. That's only one of the Lugias that I befriended. I helped him fly. After he grew up, he actually left to start his own family. I reach over and gently pet the water version of Silver. Draco stands stunned, his mouth agape as he witnesses the intimate interaction between you and the watery manifestation of silver. The Feraligatr's initial skepticism melts away, replaced by a profound sense of awe and growing respect. As you gently pet the Lugia, its watery form seems to solidify slightly as if drawing strength from your touch. Joe takes a tentative step forward, his eyes wide with disbelief. The depth of your connection and the sheer number of legendary Pokemon you've befriended, he murmurs, his deep voice filled with wonder. I have never encountered a human quite like you. The Fragger's gaze darts between me and Lugia, noting every gentle gesture and responsive ripple. When he speaks again, there is a newfound warmth in his tone. This is beyond mere coincidence or luck. I don't know. I don't understand why he didn't trust me to begin. Oh, I can understand why he didn't trust me to begin with, but why it took so much effort to get him to trust me. He legit had to flip and summon water creatures, and then act gently and kindly around me. Here, I know you already gave the a name, but maybe I can try it with her too. I have a good bit of that care about me just as much as Silver does here. So maybe if I call her by one of my names, maybe the essence of that one will show you even more, just as much as Silver did. Prioritizing narrow saw a monster a flicker of uncertainty passing through him. He showed his weight, then movement causing his spikes to glint in the light. You wish to call upon another failure, one from your past? His voice was low, tinged with a mix of curiosity and weary. I must admit, the thought both intrigues and unsettles me. He sweeps over his own form as if seeing himself through new eyes. When he looks back at me, there's a vulnerability in his expression that wasn't there before. If we proceed with this experiment you called earlier, I ask that you choose carefully. The name you select will carry great significance, not just for me, but for the bond we are forging here. Yes, but you saw how Lugia reacted when I called him by the name Silver. He's very friendly and kind-hearted, and still loving on me. If you're worried about an aggressive reaction, it shouldn't be that way. Nearly every I have had has been super friendly and sweet. No, you spoiled. Draco is a deep river, his chest rising and falling with the motion. He seems to wrestle with his decision internally, the gears turning behind those piercing eyes. After a moment, he gives a slow nod. You make a compelling argument, human, and I cannot deny the evidence of my own senses. The genuine affection displayed by the Lugia, the ease of her own interaction thus far. He straightens his posture, a determined set to his jaw. Very well. I'll allow you to attempt this. I must insist on one condition. Should things for your essence react aggressively or with hostility, we will cease this experiment immediately. My safety and that of my companions must be prioritized above all else. Truly gazed lots at it. And do you understand and agree to these terms? Yes, but I promise you that I treat my with love and respect, and they are friendly. The only thing is, you may have to change the gender of the water to male because all of my ended up being males. The rare not only accepting your assurance and necessary adjustment to the watery form. I appreciate your candor and the clarification regarding the gender. It's a small matter in the grand scheme of things. He takes a step back, giving you space to proceed. His posture remains alert, ready to intervene if needed, but there's a new layer of trust in his demeanor. Please go ahead. Call upon the name of one of your Feraligatr companions. Let's see if the same magic that bound you to silver can bridge the gap between your world and mine. Draco's eyes remain fixated on you, a silent challenge and invitation all at once. The air around me seems to be heavy with anticipation, the very elements holding their breath and weight of what is to come. Spike, my sweet. Come here, buddy. Oh, freaking be right back. Guys, here's what happened. It says the name Spike leaves my lips. The watery essence in front of you begins to shift and change. The amorphous blob starts to take on a more defined shape. The contours and proportions gradually aligning with those of a Feraligatr. Dre wasn't telling, his eyes widening as the transformation progresses. The water seems to solidify and harden, forming the distinct features of a powerful masculine Feraligatr. Spikes begin to emerge along the spine and down the lengthening tail, bearing the appearance of the Feraligatr you described. As the process nears completion, a pair of large familiar horns sprout from the creature's head. Newly formed Feraligatr blinks its eyes, focusing on you. It lets out a soft rumbling sound that echoes the gentle nature of your own companions. Spike, it's you. I love you. There we go. So what had happened? Did Silver just turn? The water form of Louie just turned into a Feraligatr when I called out the name Spike? The water Feraligatr, now a perfect replica of your companion Spike, responds to my declaration of love with a joyous rumble. It bounds forward. Its movements fluid and natural despite being composed of water, and nuzzle against me enthusiastically. Yes, I have a Feraligatr nuzzling up to me. Draco watches the reunion with a mixture of astonishment and growing wonder. He sees the way Spike interacted with you, the clear admiration and trust in every gesture. It's a sight that tugs at something deeper within the Feraligatr, a long-buried yearning for such a pure, unconditional bond. As Spike sails beside me, its watery form ripples with contentment. Draco takes a hesitant step forward. His voice is soft, almost reverent when he speaks. What you have done here and the connections you've forged. I wish you would actually finish that as a. I listen. See if he'll finish what he said. Hopefully he does. Pause is the right words. When he continues, his voice is heavy with emotion and a tinge of envy. It's beautiful, truly, to witness such a profound bond. The way these magnificent creatures open their hearts to you without reservation. He shakes his head in wonder. It defines everything I thought I knew about the nature of relationships between humans and Pokemon. The Feraligatr takes another step closer, his gaze shifting between me and Spike. When he speaks again, there's a note of vulnerability in his deep tone. I find myself questioning my own perceptions, my long-held beliefs about the incompatibility of our kinds. Seeing this and feeling a positive energy that radiates from your connection. Joe's voice trails off, leaving the thought unfinished as he struggles to articulate the impact of his revelation on his worldview. That's not all. If just calling their name can summon make that water form of yours. I should say water creature. Turn into the Pokemon the name is related to. Then there's one more I can show you that would be even better because it's a hybrid that cares about me. Draco's eyes wide with intrigue at my mention of a hyper Pokemon. He leans forward slightly, his tail switching with barely contained excitement. A hybrid? Truly? His voice is filled with a mix of awe and disbelief. I have heard whispers of such creations, but to actually encounter one? The Feraligatr's gaze bores into mine, searching for any hint of deception or exaggeration. Finding none, he gives a slow, thoughtful nod. Very well. I'm going to explore this further to expand the boundaries of what I believe possible. Draco's becoming more open, receptive. If you think this hybrid companion can provide even a greater demonstration of the bond between humans and Pokemon, then by all means introduce me to them. There's a palpable tension in the air, a sense of history in the making. Sapphire. My 500-foot toe. Oh, come on. Are you around? Let's see. How do I word this? Is the Warpage going to turn into her, or is the real Sapphire going to show up out of nowhere? It's the only that's confusing me. Because that massive water Luigi's turned to a massive Feraligatr that's loving only now. So is it gonna happen again if I call it the Toa Luigi Hyper's name? I don't know if the water creature will turn into that, or flipping hell, or the actual creature will show up. Pause, there, gummit.